Part as a consequence of how we in America look at one another. How blacks look at whites, how gays look at straights, how straights look at gays. How we literally look at one another. And in turn, how we look at ourselves. Because when you were with him, you had to measure yourself against him. And it always required you to be larger than you were inclined to be. You know, his death was not unlike his life, as we all know. Overcoming pain and loss with a sense of dignity and pride that is amazing. He met his death on the same brave, generous terms that he lived his life. R.G. Ingersoll could have been thinking about your father when he wrote, "When the will defies fear, when duty throws the gauntlet down to fate, when honor scorns compromise with death, this is heroism." Your father was a historic figure. He was a heroic figure beyond that. I'll remember and celebrate his life every single time I see a young adolescent kid coping with rather than cowering from having to make a decision about his sexuality. I'll celebrate your father every single time I see my granddaughter stand up with those boys and smack something over the second baseman's head. I'll think of your father every time a woman stands up and demands and is granted exactly what she's entitled to. I'll think of your father every time I see an individual walk out of recovery and start a new life and start over again. And Vicki, I'll think of you every time I recall those words of Christopher Marlowe, who said, "Come live with me and be my love, and we will all the pleasures prove." It's exactly what the two of you did, and everyone could see it. No, the pundits are writing, and they mean well by it, that this is the end of an era, that this is the end of the Kennedy era. But I watched at Eunice's funeral, and I invite everyone to look around this room today and take a look at this incredible family. Take a look. I mean it. Take a look. Take a look at this generation of Kennedys, which possesses more talent, more commitment, more grit, and more grace than any family I've ever seen. So when they say that this is the end of the Kennedy era, I want you to know I realize your parents collectively left America a lot more than this great library, a lot more than landmark legislation, a lot more than inspirational leadership. They left us you. And as maybe your pop would say, because of you, the dream still lives. Thank you for the honor of allowing me to be with you.